All right, the left-wing media certainly had a field day over former President Trump's verdict in the New York criminal case. Here with me to help break it all down is media strategist and the host of What's Bugging Me podcast, Dennis Neal. And also joining us is the host of Front and Center with Jacquie Jordan and Republican strategist Jacquie Jordan, along with my special guest in studio, senior counsel at the Lawfare Project, Gerard Felitti. All right, all of you, let's start with Dennis. Let's start off with MSNBC host Lawrence O'Donnell, who just couldn't contain his praise for Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg after he prosecuted Trump this week.
The school newspaper, the Harvard Crimson, ran a profile of him. And the title of that profile in his last week of college was The Anointed One. And the article that gives you what you think is the most hyperbolic title you could imagine for a college senior then lays out for you who this kid is, who's graduating from Harvard College and on his way to Harvard Law School. And you finish that article, as I did a year ago, thinking, yeah, that's the right title.
The Anointed One. You know something? This is the same guy, Lawrence O'Donnell, who within moments after the public learned that, oh my gosh, Michael Cohen just admitted on the stand that he stole tens of thousands of dollars from the Trump organization. And then Lawrence O'Donnell, within moments, is on MSNBC saying, well, it's not really theft. He was kind of justifying it. This guy is so in the pocket of the dimwit Democrats. And as I watched all of this coverage coming out, guys, I kept thinking, we live in two different universes now. Because on Newsmax and other fair and balanced outlets, they were saying this is a terrible miscarriage of justice. On MSNBC and CNN, they're talking about no one's above the law. This is a great illustration of the justice system. This is an embarrassment to the U.S. around the rest of the world.
I was expecting him to say he got a tingling down his leg or something like that. Jacquie, Joy Behar on The View explained where she was and her reaction to the verdict. As you can imagine, here it was.
I was at Costco buying, 10 boxes of Keurig coffee, and my watch started to buzz, and I got so excited I started leaking a little bit.
Jacquie?
Yes, not a surprise. Nothing that I would expect. Is very funny. Going back to Lawrence O'Donnell, I produced a daytime talk show for him several years ago, and it is what you see. Exactly like that. So is Joy Behar, who I've had a producing experience with as well. And it reminds me also of Chris Cuomo, who's also now coming out and changing his tune. So there's no credibility with any of these on-air talent on the left side. And going back to even Robert DeNiro this past week, which literally Robert De Niro's nobody's hero, that raging fool, coming out and being a coward and not standing up for what is patriotic and right for Americans has been a really not a surprise week for anybody who's been watching any of this play out. But here we go with the end of it. And I'll just say, I published Tara Reade's book, Left Out When the Truth Doesn't Fit In, when they say that nobody's above the law. She was a Senate aide working for Joe Biden at the time, and that's never been investigated.
Gerard, over on MSNBC, back on MSNBC, legal analyst and former Mueller prosecutor Andrew Weissman seemed to admire Judge Juan Merchan just a little too much.
With respect to Judge Merchan, I am like now, I have like a man crush on him. He is such a great judge that it's hard to see that the jurors wouldn't have the same impression. You just keep on thinking, if you looked in a dictionary for like judicial temperament, that's what you get.
Gerard, somebody get him a towel.
Well, I'm pretty sure Merchan is married, so we need to take that off the table. And this is just what the left is doing, is they need something to be happy about. Inflation's up, the country's not doing well, we've got crime rampant, so they have to be happy about something. So they have to celebrate that Donald Trump might be going to jail.
It's just all so bizarre. We'll see what happens down the road. A lot of people are popping champagne right now, but
the thing is, when you saw Biden break in with that press conference on, Israel has a new proposal, clearly they're trying to distract attention because Trump, it's all Trump all over the place. The election is only about Trump. It has nothing to do with Biden anymore.
Yeah. They're definitely going to give him Gandhi status or Nelson Mandela status at this point.
We have to leave it there. Jacquie Jordan, Dennis Neal, Gerard, stick around. Thank you all. Appreciate it. And remember, you can download Dennis Neal's podcast, What's Bugging Me, on Ricochet. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Spotify, and wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Yeah,
all
baby.
right. Excellent. A new best-selling book called